A second suspect has reportedly been arrested in connection with an attack on an off-duty police officer in North Philadelphia over the weekend. According to a report from 6 ABC Action News, the second suspect, only identified as a man called Duke, was taken into police custody on Tuesday night. The first suspect in the assault was identified as Yusuf Coleman, no age given. He has been charged with aggravated assault, assault of a law enforcement officer, robbery, and a host of other related offenses. A third suspect, who is still on the lam, has also been identified. That suspect has been identified as 38-year-old Arthur Jones, who police say is currently wanted for an arrest warrant. The fourth suspect is a female, who is so far still unidentified. Investigators said the attack happened on Oxford Street near Ridge Avenue at around 7 a.m. on Sunday morning, when the 42-year-old officer found himself in the middle of a traffic jam as an after-hours spot was letting out. After waiting through several red lights, the officer reportedly honked his horn. That's when Duke allegedly walked over to the officer's vehicle and punched him, while he was still inside the car. The officer got out of the car and identified himself as police. At that point, Duke reportedly pulled out a tan-colored handgun and held it at his side. A struggle ensued between Duke and the officer. That was when Coleman approached the officer from behind and put him in a headlock. Coleman was reportedly armed. Him and the officer began struggling to get to Coleman's gun. The officer reportedly wrestled the gun away from Coleman, and the clip fell out. Once in possession of Coleman's weapon, the officer immediately fired the one shot in the chamber. No one was hit by gunfire. Duke then pulled out his weapon, pointed it at the officer, and told him drop the weapon. The off-duty officer obeyed Duke's order and was immediately beaten up by multiple suspects, according to the report. The officer's gun was taken from the officer's holster during the assault. Another off-duty cop pulled up and saw what was happening. As he ran toward the commotion identifying himself along the way, the suspects fled. Coleman fled in a black BMW and ran the first off-duty officer's leg over as he did. The officer was taken to a nearby hospital and treated for a leg injury and facial bruises. The officer has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal affairs investigation into the shooting. The report did not elaborate on how the female was involved in the incident.